Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare again with you on the 16th of March 2024. I'm joined, as usual, psychic medium and remote viewer, Liz Cross. How you doing, Liz?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you. And thank you for making this chart for 2027 Bitcoin.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is the first time we've done anything like this. So I'm
Well,
not
what
exactly sure how you want to proceed. I mean, we can see from the chart.
I
I mean,
know we're like trying to figure out how to probe this. So basically, what I wanted to check, this is very interesting to me. And the reason it's so interesting is because we're going to see some bull run years, right? We're coming into it. Bitcoin's already seeing that, and the stock markets are going to follow shortly. And I kept getting information that 2027 is going to start the decline and shifting into a bear market. And this red pattern here in the middle is exactly where, and some of the probes that I've done where I see the markets shifting, right? So it starts shifting halfway through 2027 and it starts to go into a bear market. But look here at the end. Bitcoin looks very resilient. So I've got Hal Finney here, and I wanted to ask him, Mr. Shakespeare, if you don't mind, some questions about how resilient Bitcoin is when we shift into a bear market.
mhm.
So where would we start?
um, where will we start?
I have him standing here. Now, when we start out at the beginning of 2027, I'm going to ask him, are we still in a bull run? Is Bitcoin still in a bull run in the beginning of 2027? Now he's saying already at the beginning of 2027, it's slowing down. So we're already starting to see the slowdown.
Right. But that doesn't, does that, okay, so when does the price start coming down in 2027? At the beginning, a quarter of the way through, half the way through? What?
When does the price start coming down in 2027? It starts coming down really around this halfway point.
Right.
Okay. So is that where the market turns bearish? Absolutely. So we're starting to see a shift in the crypto market. Bitcoin, of course, is the leader of the crypto market, and we're starting to see this shift. So you don't want to be left holding the bag in 2027. But as we see towards the end, we
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of resistance here or resilience. And I wanted to ask Hal Finney. So here in the middle of the year of 2027, is this where all the markets, including the stock market, starts going down? No, he says no. He says the stock markets start going down before, but in 20, is it in 2026? No, in 2027. So where did the stock market start going down? Is that going to be around April, May? And Bitcoin starts to follow suit. So I'm asking him, why then towards the end do we see this resurgence? And this is where, so will Bitcoin maintain its price? It will slow down, but is it going to go into a recovery? Hmm. Is it going to go into a recovery? It will sort of flatline, but it's not going to tank in the price. And that's
So,
the difference.
okay, so between now in 2023 and the end of 2027, say the last week of December 27. When's peak Bitcoin price wise? When is the highest price? Let's start with the year. Is it 23? Is it 24, 25, 26, or 27?
Yeah, we're in 24 now. Is
25, 7.
okay, so the highest price of Bitcoin, according to Hal Finney, is that going to be 2024? No. Is that going to be 2025? No. Is that going to be 2026? No. So it looks like it's going to be around this beginning. Is it the beginning? Yes, it's the beginning of 2027. And then it starts slowing down and then
Okay,
it
so
starts dropping in price.
right. So what kind of percentage off the all time, which it will then be the all-time high price at the beginning of 27, what percentage drop do we have then by the end of the second quarter or the third quarter, whenever the low point is in 27? What kind of percentage drop do we have?
It's a big drop. Is it higher, lower than 10%? Higher, 20%? Higher,
30?
30%? It could be up to a 30% drop.
Okay, well, that's normal. That's what Bitcoin does.
Okay. Okay. So that's normal.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean,
this is,
it's not a,
sorry.
some people call it a crash, some people call it a correction, but Bitcoin does this a lot and has done it many times. So if we were to get to a range of, I don't know, without putting too much of a emphasis on price, but let's say that it got to $300,000. Is that accurate? Could it get to 300? Did it get to $300,000?
$300,000 by 2027. It very well could.
All right. Well, let's just go with that for now. So if it took a 30% drop, that would be down to 210, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a significant drop though.
It is, but it's normal.
Okay.
It's normal for Bitcoin to do that. So
Now,
that nothing out of the ordinary.
okay. So this bit towards the end, is that where we see the price starting to increase again? Yes, but it's sort of a slow increase. And then we're sort of riding the financial storm as it, will be in what, 27, the rest of 27, 28 is going to be rocky. 29, 29 may see a bit of a recovery. 30, 30 sort of flat. So we're only going to have this bull run and then it's going to sort of flatten out.
Right. But I mean, at the moment, Bitcoin's like 70,000, just under.
Mhm.
That's a 4x price by then. It's at least a 4x, just over.
When we start getting into 2035, Liz, why are you projecting so far out? Because this is a long term thing. I think the longer you hold on to Bitcoin, if you can handle it, the ups and the downs, looks like when we get to 2035, it really is going off the charts with price. Like you're looking at prices of 500,000 is what I'm getting.
Yeah. Which again is what it should be because we'd have had another, by 2025, we'd have had another two halvings. So the rewards paying to miners would be halved and then halved again. So yeah, the scarcity value climbs in and, market forces apply.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. All right. Well, so this is where Bitcoin is going. It looks quite resilient, actually, overall, and it will fare better. Hal Finney's saying it will fare better than all of the cryptos, but will it fare better than the stock market? It will, yes, it will override the stock market. So, where the stock market is starting to tank, we're seeing a sell off, right? Bitcoin, it will recover quickly. whereas it's going to take a while for the stock market to recover.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks good. Bitcoin looks like it has a lot going for it. So, anything else from you, Mr. Shakespeare?
No, not really. I think let's just check with Hal that it is still the number one by market cap.
Is it still the number one crypto by far?
Yeah.
And it's dominating the crypto space. It
Okay, well,
looks like a lot. Sorry, let me give this to you. It looks like that a lot of people start abandoning the altcoins and they're just shifting into Bitcoin.
yeah.
So this is around this time though. This is where the altcoins are really going to see a drop. And what people are doing is when the altcoins are starting to drop, down, everything's dropping down here in the center, but this is where they're going to throw their money into Bitcoin and make up for losses because they know that Bitcoin is so resilient. But the altcoins I'm getting are going to tank.
Well, not every altcoin will tank, but a lot of them will, yeah, because there's so many of them around. I mean, that's the problem. Every day there's more coming on the market. I mean, there's thousands of them now, like 20,000 other coins. Is that what it is? Something like that.
I don't know. It's too many for me. Uh, crypto is a big gamble. So
Let's ask Hal while we've got him here about how did the ETFs do? Not any specific ETF, but the Bitcoin ETFs in general. How have they done over the last few years?
overall, how have the Bitcoin ETFs done in general over the last few years from 2027 on, like around this time? They are what has driven the price up, he's telling me.
Right. So it's institutional money going into the ETFs that are might just keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Exactly, he says.
It's exactly what we got when we probed out some IBIT the other day, and we do have an IBIT video, another one to do in a minute. So hopefully there should be some correlation between those there.
Yeah,
Good.
this will be interesting to see whether the IBIT and the Bitcoin charts for 2027, yeah, are similar.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Very
Let's ask Hal Finney this question. Are all of the Bitcoin ETFs going to see major price increases from 2024 to 2027? Most of them. Most of them. There are some that are not going to do as well as others. What does better? Is it holding spot Bitcoin? Yes. You see? So holding spot fares better from price point of view than whatever else they do. I don't even understand like trusts and I
well.
I don't
They've
get
got
that.
Bitcoin, Liz, or they haven't. And if they haven't, they're a derivative. So it's the same with the COMEX and the gold. It's either paper gold or real gold, one of the two. It's the same.
Yeah. Wow. So there you have it. Because a lot of people are like, how come you guys are doing the IBIT? Well, because it's a spot. It holds actual physical Bitcoin as opposed to these other things which are I don't know what they're doing.
Mm.
So you want to hold spot. You don't want to really hold if well, you can hold whatever you want to, but it looks like as far as price points are concerned, let's ask about MicroStrategy. So the current price of MicroStrategy is, and I don't understand, does MicroStrategy hold
Yes.
physical Bitcoin? Yes, it does. Okay. So it's today, it's like 1,000. I remember when this stuff was like $20, right? A few years ago.
Mm.
$1,782. This thing is going to be going into what? Are you saying in 2027 will MicroStrategy be worth 5,000? Oh, 5,000 higher. Will it be worth 10,000 higher? Will it be worth 20,000? Maybe even up to 20,000, if not higher.
Wow. What's it today?
1,782.
That's about 11x, isn't it?
It is. It is. I mean, you'd have to hold it, you
Yeah.
know. So MicroStrategy is going up, IBIT's going up, the price of Bitcoin is going up. What about Ethereum? Is that's almost matching Bitcoin, not on price, but by percentage.
Right. Well, I mean, Ethereum will have its own ETFs by then, won't it? And you would imagine they would do very well.
Will Ethereum have its own ETF? It'll have several ETFs by then. I feel like that's coming this year.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So those of you that got into ETH early, congratulations. And Bitcoin. You got in Bitcoin early and you stayed there. You held on. You didn't sit there panicking, getting all emotional when you see a price drop, right? It's funny because I'm in these investing groups and the emotional investors in there, like the old sweats, they don't care about the ups and downs. It doesn't phase them. They're in it for the long haul. They're holding for 20, 30 years, right?
Hmm.
But the emotional people, they're a train wreck on these groups. Oh my God, it's gone down. It's gone down. Oh my God. And they freak out. They sell everything off and then they FOMO in. It's just amazing to me. And they're losing money all over the place because they just can't control their emotions and invest and hold. It's crazy to me. And we watch it. And, when it's going on, they'll post and they're panicking. And of course, all the old sweats are commenting, wow, here comes another one. Thanks, mate. Because of you, I make money, right? Because then you'll FOMO back in. It's really bizarre. All right. So, well, it looks good for Bitcoin going out. I'll stop this one here.